It's the Phoenix, Arizona weather discussion for Wednesday, the 26th of September. I'm Michael Groff. Dry weather and unseasonably warm temperatures will round out the rest of the week and for the first half of the weekend. But then, as we get into the early part of next week, confidence increasing on the idea of significant moisture coming in here and the potential of a widespread, maybe heavy rain event across the southwest. Let's get out there and talk about it. First of all, yesterday in the valley, 100 degrees for the high, 80 for the morning low, and outside right now here at 5:55 a.m. Partly cloudy skies to start this day. It's 79 degrees at Sky Harbor. Dew points at 54, humidity 42%, the winds are light, and the barometer is rising. Temperatures across south central Arizona this morning, upper 60s in the cool spots, upper 70s to about 80 here in the urban core. Water vapor satellite view troughing well to the north of us, heading into the northern plains states. A dry westerly flow around here for now, and a cutoff low way off the west coast. The watch warning map this morning, we do have some red flag warnings across parts of the west, some frost advisories. They're not showing up on this graphic, but they are there across much of western North and South Dakota. Some flash flood watches from the Tennessee Valley northward toward parts of Kentucky and West Virginia. Convective outlook for today, a slight risk of severe storms for some of the major hubs on the northeast coast. Philadelphia, New York City, Newark, New Jersey, up toward Hartford, Connecticut. And this is our big wild card in the weather. We've been talking about this for a while now. This is now Tropical Storm Rosa. Maximum sustained winds, 65 miles per hour. It is continuing a westward movement, but it is anticipated to make more of a northerly trek this weekend. Now, the official track from the Hurricane Center actually has this much slower than many of the models do. But if this were to be correct, by about midnight Monday, it's still well off the Baja coast, but making that turn toward the north that we've been anticipating. Checking the modeling on this, this is the European Ensemble, 51 members, the black line, the ensemble mean, and still many of the members kind of stall this out over the eastern Pacific and wash it out, although some of the members do bring it into the southwest states. Meanwhile, the GFS Ensemble, there's 21 members here, and just about all of them bring it northward and into the greater southwest. In fact, the ensemble mean, again, the black line, takes the system right over Phoenix sometime early next week. All right, accordingly, rainfall for the next 7 days. This comes from the WPC, valid through next Wednesday morning. They've got amounts somewhere between 1/2 and 1 inch now across Arizona. And certainly, if this more favorable track of Rosa takes place, then we will be experiencing significantly higher amounts of precipitation. We'll get into it right now as we look at the deterministic modeling here. Here we go to the GFS. This is the 06Z run, valid at 5 o'clock this afternoon. The upper look at about 18,000 feet. Big players on the board. We've got high pressure off the west coast, a cutoff low underneath that, and Rosa way down there off the Mexican coast. Down at the surface today here in the valley, mostly sunny skies. Just a few high clouds around, especially this morning. Highs this afternoon, 100 to 103. Tonight, clear skies. Lows upper 60s to upper 70s. And then tomorrow, sunny, another degree of warming or so. Highs 101 to 104. Same thing on Friday. So we get to Saturday. There you see Rosa way down there in the bottom left of your screen. And turning northward, at least according to the GFS. But the day on Saturday here should be mostly sunny and continue dry. High temperatures between 100 and 103. Saturday night, show you all of the ingredients that are starting to come together. We've got high pressure centered to the east of us across New Mexico. We've got a deep trough off of the west coast. Now, this trough is actually beginning to weaken just a little bit, but it will be reinforced by a jet that you see way back there. I'll just draw it on there. There's the jet that's coming down the backside of this trough. And then you've got Rosa down there off of the Baja coast, beginning that northerly turn. And the trough and the ridge steer this system northward toward the greater southwest. And then by Sunday, we see it making that turn toward the northeast, approaching the Baja Spur late Sunday afternoon. Moisture on the increase here across the southwest. So we'll call Sunday partly sunny here in the valley. Highs somewhere between 97 and 100. A slight chance of showers and thunderstorms could come in here as early as Sunday night. All right, let's go to 5 a.m. Monday morning coming off the GFS. And it's got the center of Rosa right near the Baja Spur. And this might still be a tropical storm at this point with a good rain shield out ahead of that. Now, we've got an approaching trough here, too. So we have upper level dynamics really helping to wring out this moisture. So the day on Monday, if this verifies, looks mostly cloudy and very wet. Widespread rain, could be some heavy rain by the afternoon, maybe some isolated thunderstorms and increasing wind, and high temperatures likely would stay below the 90-degree threshold, again, if this is correct. But let's look at the European. This is Monday afternoon. It's got the system moving a little bit slower, still approaching northwest Mexico at that point, and the heavier rain is shifted a little further to the west. Then Tuesday morning at 5 a.m., the Euro has the center of Rosa, or the remnant circulation thereof, near Yuma, maybe a tropical depression still at that point, some breezy conditions. The heaviest rain would still be west of the valley and would stay west of the valley, concentrated mainly over the Colorado River Valley, Imperial, Blythe, northward toward Kingman and Las Vegas. But the GFS at the same time, Tuesday morning, it's got the center of Rosa over western Maricopa County, approaching the Phoenix area. And the heavier rain would be headed our way. The rainfall totals between the two models are quite different. The GFS is putting out some incredible rains here across Arizona on the order of 2 to 4 inches, whereas the European has shifted most of that rain further to the west. Either way, Monday and Tuesday, going to be wet. We're going to see a good chance of showers and storms. The exact timing and placement and how much rain we get, those details are still going to have to be ironed out between now and then. But just know that we have a good chance of rain those days. Now, the models really diverge after Tuesday. Let's show you as we go out to a week from today. This is Wednesday, the 3rd of October. And the GFS shows a very progressive system. That trough swings off to the east. It's now over the northern plains. We would be drying out under a west and northwesterly flow. High temperatures rebounding back into the upper 80s and low 90s. Here's Thursday, the 4th of October. High pressure building off the west coast. High temperatures back into the low, maybe even middle 90s. And then the end of the forecast period, Friday, the 5th of October. And again, we're still dry with a northwesterly flow in place. But the European at the same time, Friday the 5th, it's got a cutoff low here over the southwest. Now, if you've watched my videos over the years, you know how I feel about cutoff lows and trying to forecast those more than a week out. Just don't bother. But if this scenario were to verify, we'd have continued unsettled weather, much cooler than average temperatures, and yes, there's yet another tropical system that the Euro has down there off of the Baja coast, and this low would be drawing plenty of moisture in here, and it shows a very unsettled and wet week for us. So there is a huge difference among the global models. For now, I think a compromise between the two. Likely we'll see troughing for much of next week and below average temperatures, with at least a chance of showers continuing into at least the middle part of next week. Let's take a look at the temperatures through the period coming off the National Weather Service Best Blend product. It's got highs 103, 104 the next couple of days, then temperatures coming down this weekend and certainly next week. We could see days with highs in the 80s. Who knows? Maybe even cooler than that. Really depends on how much rain we get. And that's going to do it for the Phoenix, Arizona weather discussion for today. My next video back here tomorrow morning. If you like our videos, be sure to subscribe so that whenever we post a brand new one, you'll get the notifications. Your comments, questions, suggestions, always encouraged as well. Be safe, stay cool out there, and have yourselves a fantastic Wednesday.